Hello and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Holly Stout and I'm the Director of Product Development here at Forever Living Products. And I get the thrilling opportunity to introduce you to one of the most technologically advanced supplements available on the market today. You know, we look at the word focus and it means something different to each of us. But when you look at that word focus and you think of how important it is in every aspect of your life, you realize that this really is a supplement that piques curiosity. So let's dive right in. Your brain actually makes up only 2% of your body weight, yet it consumes roughly 20% of your body's energy while it's resting. Think of that. When your brain is at rest, it's only consuming 20% of your body's energy. Can you imagine once it starts to think and process and do things, can you imagine how much more energy it requires? So the human brain actually needs a whole lot of nutrition to stay alert and focused throughout the day, because the brain obviously is a key component to every aspect of our lives. And when our brain doesn't have the key nutrients it needs, it simply cannot support us in our daily activities. Let's talk about daily activities for just a moment. In our modern world, we're constantly overwhelmed by things that are drawing our attention. Essential tasks, time with family or exercise, work, even other commitments will compete with entertainment and advertisements and technology and the need for constant connectedness. Can you hear the rush in my voice? We have this urge, this desire, this fundamental need to be connected. And with all of these things competing with each other, together they can leave us to feel kind of overwhelmed and unproductive, and especially unfocused. You know, we look at our lives today and we have this thought of a non-stop life. As the distractions increase, we assume our ability to tackle more at a time does as well. We think, well, if I'm doing more now, I can do even more tomorrow. We assume that multitasking makes us more productive, but research actually suggests that it's the opposite. Every time you focus your attention, you use a measurable amount of glucose and other metabolic resources. Studies show that each task you do tends to make you less effective at the next task. Tasks you do tend to make you less effective at the next task. This is especially true for high energy tasks. It's a shift in focus. It's a shift in energy. And this shift in focus and energy usage applies to all kinds of tasks or area of focus: work, family, hobbies, exercise, and so much more. Constant connectivity. Again, this is something we need, we crave. In some ways, it's something that drives every aspect of our life. It's really always being plugged into everything. You know, I think of myself here at work and I think of all the different ways that I'm communicating, all the different platforms, from WhatsApp to Line to Skype and text and email. I have Microsoft Teams, I have Zoom. I have so many different ways that people are communicating with me, and that constant feeling of being plugged in can really lead to exhaustion. It also can create the same fatigue as missing a night's sleep. Let's talk about that a little more. You know, the feeling of lack of productivity can actually lead to other problems. Workers increasingly report that they respond to emails after hours and are constantly connected or switched on to ensure that they get more done during the day. Have to admit, this is me. I need to stay connected, and so I don't turn off. I don't switch off. I'm doing more during the day, and I'm letting that day turn into night. And, you know, while the behavior can give me the impression that I'm being productive, it can actually lead to mental exhaustion and decreased focus and productivity over time. In fact, a University of London study found that constantly being connected impacts your IQ equivalent to you losing a night's sleep. So you see on the screen, it can create the same fatigue as missing a night's sleep. This is actually a study that was done at a university in London. When you're constantly connected, it impacts your IQ, and that IQ drops to being as functional as your brain has just missed a whole night sleep. Think about that. That's truly remarkable. Our brain is constantly firing for us. It's constantly putting out information for us, and it's drawing energy from the body. And, you know, this constant connectivity is not just the workforce. we're constantly connected to our families and to hobbies, things we love to do. We're constantly connected to our peer group, our friends through social media. And when you talk about social media, think of all of the different social media aspects that one can connect to. I know that it can get so overwhelming, just simply staying aware and following people to know where they are, what they're doing, and having them communicate back with you. It's quite exhausting to the fact that the cognitive health industry is estimated to reach $11.6 billion by 2024. That is a massive, massive number on the screen, 11.6 billion. Can you imagine? Why not forever? People are looking for products like this all over the world. The cognitive health market, people are looking for products to stay mentally sharp, to stay clear, to focus on tasks, to remember things. And they're looking for them so specifically that they're estimated to spend $11.6 billion here coming up in the near future. And it's also, this category alone is growing at a rate of 19.6% annually. Now, those numbers might not mean much to you because you don't have a state of reference. Let me give you a state of reference. The weight loss category right now is growing at about 6.2% annually. Now, any growth is significant growth, especially when you're talking billions of dollars. But there is a growing need, not just in people who are aging today, but in general categories of people who want to do more, be more, and accomplish more throughout the day. So we're talking about a younger demographic here, people who are looking for the support to help power up the energy their brain needs to stay sharp. And we have a solution here at Foreve Living Products. And I'm so proud to introduce to you Foreve Focus. Friends, this has taken us well over 2 years to develop. We went through numerous formulas. We went through formulas that were somewhat active and created somewhat of a difference. We went through formulas that went through and created a massive difference in the body and the brain. And what we discovered is this formula is the right balance, the right ratio of ingredients, and they have clinically studied tests behind them to back them up. We're so proud of this formula. It is not just your everyday focus formula. This is a powerhouse of botanicals and ingredients designed to power up your brain to give it the energy that it needs to simply focus. So some of the key benefits are it supports mental clarity. It assists with organized thought. It helps elevate focus and concentration, provides nutritional support for attention, focus, and brain energy. It supports brain and cognitive function, and it supports brain DNA synthesis and repair. You know, we could talk for almost an hour on just all of those bullet points. I want us to just stand here on the screen for a minute and look at that. Mental clarity, organized thought, concentration, attention, brain energy, cognitive function, DNA synthesis and repair. All of these are those elements of the brain that the brain is constantly drawing from the body in order to fuel. Your brain needs energy to function. So therefore, you need the right nutrients in your body to create and maintain that energy that the brain needs. Foreve Focus does not disappoint in this area. Now, the key ingredients in this formula are cognizin and ginkgo biloba. Now, we chose to put the words or the label with the word cognizin and ginkgo, and we did this very strategically. Cognizin is simply called acetylcholine. Now, acetylcholine is actually nature's way of keeping the brain's energy producing centers firing. It keeps your energy, the energy that's producing those synapses, those brain activities. This is the ingredient or the element that actually helps support that function. And cognizin is a clinically studied ingredient tested to support cognitive function, mental focus, and attention. Acetylcholine actually is delivered in a patented form. This is the cognizin again, and it supplies your brain with energy that it needs to stay sharp. It's actually naturally occurring in the body and the brain, and it's actually a building block of cell membranes. So acetylcholine is something that the body recognizes, the brain recognizes it. And cognizin is one of those clinically studied ingredients that we chose to put on the label so that you can find those wonderful clinical studies. Cognizant is in Foreve Focus at the clinically studied amount. And if you go online and you look up the word cognizant, you're going to find some pretty fascinating features. In fact, if you were to go to the site where you see cognizant, you're going to see things like cognizant acetylcholine provides vital nutrients that help the brain generate electrical impulses, care for healthy brain cells. The brain requires tremendous amounts of energy. Cognizant supports the healthy mitochondria activity required for sustained mental effort. And cognizant aids in the synthesis and maintenance of cell membranes. Now, please, let's be clear. When you're looking at these specific claims associated with cognizant, you must be very careful. These are what those clinical studies of cognizant, these are the results of those clinical studies. These are not the results of the Foreve Focus product. These are simply exclusive to one ingredient called cognizant, which is acetylcholine, which is naturally occurring in the body. So please be careful. We wanted to put this on the label for you so that you could be aware as a consumer about this ingredient, find those clinically studied, those clinical tests, find all of the information on cognizant, and then make the decision for yourself how you choose to use Foreve Focus. But believe me, the moment you try it, you are not going to want to ever be without this product. There are other key ingredients, and it's a long list, so you're going to have to just sit tight with me and we're going to go through them. But you know, I'll break them down for you so that they're easy to understand, they're not overwhelming, and again, the name says it all. Foreve Focus. It does exactly what it says it's going to do. This product contains B-phenylethylamine, L-tyrosine, rhodiola rosea, bacopa extract, L-theanine, guarana extract, ginkgo biloba extract, zinc glycinate, vitamins B6 and vitamin B12, and Cuperzia serrata extract. As I mentioned, we went through multiple versions of this, from products that just didn't have any, they did something, but just not quite what we expected to do, to a high concentration of what we expected it to do, but that would have been at a price point that really honestly would have scared all of us. So we took it to the place where we felt you could get the maximum benefits with the right combination of ingredients, with the key ingredients in the formula at clinically studied levels, so that when you take this product, you will notice a difference. You will feel the product begin to work. You will have consumers that will come back to you with testimonials of how this product can impact their ability to focus. Let's talk about some of those key ingredients. They're pretty long words and they're pretty hard to say. The first one is B-phenylethylamine. This is actually a naturally occurring neurotransmitter. Now, a neurotransmitter actually sends chemical messages across billions of synapses in the brain. It's powered by energy that's stored in the brain cells, and this process is enabled by acetylcholine. Now, the chemical messengers connect nerves and muscles, and when you have a low level of this specific neurotransmitter, B-phenylethylamine, it's actually been associated with a decreased mental clarity and focus. So we knew that having low levels of this was important for this product because most of us deplete the levels of B-phenylethylamine. Now, you can call it BPEA if you'd like, or BPhen as I call it sometimes. You don't really need to learn to say the word. You just need to know that it is a naturally occurring neurotransmitter which helps the chemical messages in the brain connect to the nerves and the muscles. It's simply a carrier, so to speak, a bridge which bridges all these phenomenally intricate processes in the brain and allows it to function the way it's intended to function. L-tyrosine is actually an amino acid that is a precursor to the body's production of the neurotransmitters and hormones dopamine and neuroepinephrine, which helps support mental alertness, focus, and a general feeling of well-being. These are what you call your happy hormones. These are those things that help your body feel good, help your mind feel happy and refreshed, and that general feeling of well-being. L-tyrosine, it's a natural amino acid, and as we mentioned, without it, you couldn't create those neurotransmitters, dopamine and neuroepinephrine. So these really do go in tandem to help support the body and allow the body to maintain its natural processes. But as we age and as we are so scattered and doing so many tasks, our brain simply needs help making those connections to support us so that we can do more and be more. Rhodiola rosea is an adaptogenic herb that's shown to help reduce stress and improve cognitive functioning in situations of prolonged stress and fatigue. Now, I think of myself when I work very, very long work days and I'm constantly in the nitty-gritty of ingredients and science and story and positioning and all those elements of a product development process globally for Forever Living products. I find myself sometimes in situations of prolonged stress and fatigue. During those times, I notice that my brain wants to perform. It wants to support me, but sometimes I'll go to look for something in my mind, an ingredient perhaps that I've said for 1,000 times over my career over the last 30 years. And I'll go to say the ingredient and it's on the tip of my tongue and I cannot say it. And I go back in my mind and I'm searching through all of those archives to find that ingredient. I know many of you out there know exactly what I'm talking about. You know that feeling when you know the word or the name or whatever it is you're trying to recall, and it's just gone. And it's so frustrating because you think, I've said this 1,000 times. Why isn't it there? Well, our brains can only do so much. And if it's stressed and fatigued, it's not going to have that recall potential that you need in order to support you. Rhodiola rosea helps with that, being an adaptogenic herb. Bacopa extract is also an adaptogenic herb and has adaptogenic properties to promote memory and attention. When we think of focus, you think of maybe focusing on key tasks, concentrating on things. But in order to concentrate on things, you need memory and attention. Think about it. I often find myself starting tasks, and let's say I have 5 tasks to do. And I start task number 1, and I get, a third of the way into task number 1, and I realize I cannot complete task number 1 until I open up task number 3. So I start on task number 3 and I get down and I'm doing task number 3 and I realize I can't complete task number 3 until I do a portion of task number 2. And task number 2 is dependent on task number 5, and well, you get my point. You need the ability to focus on one task, complete it, and move on to the next task in order to feel that level of productivity. The connectedness that we are needing, the connectivity that we need, the ability to go from platforms, social media, to email, to text, to remember the person that you need to send that message to remember why you walked into the room to get something, and remember what it is that you wanted to go get. All of those processes need support. And we find in today's world more than ever, our brain is tasked at the maximum. It is bouncing from Snapchat to TikTok to Facebook to Instagram to all of the other social media platforms, in addition to all of your emails, both work and personal related, your text messages, and as I mentioned, all the other ways people are trying to get in touch with you. It's absolutely exhausting and our brain needs help. Forever Focus is that help. L-theanine is in this, and it's a naturally occurring amino acid that has been shown to promote alertness with accuracy when combined with caffeine. I want you to remember that, when combined with caffeine. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But you'll see that guarana extract is actually a natural source of caffeine that works synergistically with L-theanine. Think of it as a kind of a little electric shock, so to speak. You put guarana extract together with L-theanine and it just zaps together and it provides this bundle of energy to create the need that L-theanine has to promote alertness, and simply allows your brain to process things at the level that it can and support it while it's doing it. Now, ginkgo biloba extract is an antioxidant which assists with blood flow and plays a role in how neurotransmitters in the brain operate. This is the most recognized herb for improved memory. This is an important ingredient. It's been studied for so many years for its efficacy, and it has these powerful antioxidant qualities. It has terpenoids, which help improve circulation. It's truly one of those fundamental ingredients required for a cognitive health product. Now, we have ginkgo biloba extract in this formula, but this is not just a pure ginkgo formula. This formula does so much more than ginkgo by itself. So this formula, again, is very advanced, technologically and scientifically sound, and founded with some of the most impactful ingredients at the right ratio to support you as you go about your day-to-day. Cupersia serrata extract supports focus, attention, and overall cognitive health, and it's also known to support memory deficits. It's ideal when combined with acetylcholine. Again, there's the smart science. We looked at the ingredients that needed each other in order to perform a little bit better. like your L-theanine and your guarana extract, your I just got tongue-tied, Cupersia serrata extract, and your acetylcholine. See, it can happen to the best of us. I've been taking Foreve Focus for over 16 months now. I still get a little tongue-tied. Anyway, we make these ingredients designed to work together to boost the efficacy of one another and to provide that source of energy in the body that's required to help power up that brain. Remember, the brain, while it's sleeping, requires 20% of the body's energy. Can you imagine, once you get up and start your day, the energy required to support you so that you're at the top of your game? Zinc glycinate is an essential mineral nutrient that supports brain function that contributes to normal cognitive function. Vitamin B6 contributes to normal psychological function and the reduction of tiredness and fatigue. Cyanocobalamin, which is actually vitamin B12, helps the body to metabolize nutrients and contributes to the reduction of tiredness and fatigue. Right there, you have what we call approved claims associated with vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. Meaning, if you would like to talk about Foreve Focus and its benefits, please refer to the benefits of zinc glycinate and say this statement: zinc glycinate is an essential mineral nutrient that supports brain function that contributes to normal cognitive function. You could say pyridoxine HCI, which is actually vitamin B6. Remember, we use the big words and then we break them down to the small words that people understand. Vitamin B6 contributes to normal psychological function. Right there, you have two ingredients that are a direct correlation to brain function and psychological function, and these are claims which you can feel confident stating when you refer them back to the ingredient you're talking about. Vitamin B12 helps the body to metabolize nutrients and contributes to the reduction of tiredness and fatigue. We all need that. We know that we can get tired. Now let's talk about who this product is for, because you may look at it and you may say, goodness, that's a power-packed formula. Who would we actually recommend this to? What type of consumer am I going to go out and talk to about this? Well, it's actually an ideal product for any adult looking to improve their mental clarity, focus, and organized thought. So it's really for everyone. Let's look at professionals. Employees spend an average of 11 minutes on a project before being distracted. And after an interruption, it takes up to 25 minutes to return to the original task. Think about this. This was a huge eye-opener for me when we were doing market research. I can get up to 11 minutes focused on a task, and then I will be interrupted or distracted, and it will take me 25 minutes to get back to that task to complete it. How important is it to have additional 15 minutes or 20 minutes on a project before being distracted? Those distractions are often self-inflicted. Your phone may start to buzz. You'll get a little ding on your computer, and your brain automatically says, oh, somebody's trying to reach me on my phone. Somebody sent me something to do on my computer. Those are distractions. Mute those distractions. If you want to complete a task and you want to do it to the best of your ability, take Foreve Focus, mute your notifications, and begin that task. You can find that you're able to focus and go from task 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 without a problem. You don't want that interruption, because after the interruption, that 25 minutes to return to the original task is simply time lost. And you want to be the very best at your game. You want to be on your A game. Let's talk about athletes. Sports performance actually requires attention, decision-making, and memory to function at your best. Studies show that ideal athletic performance is achieved when cognitive focus is high. And the cycle of tiredness and multitasking can cause negative effects on energy and performance. When you think of the ability of an athlete to stay 100% focused with all of their attention and decision-making at the optimal level, it takes a lot of energy. And oftentimes their bodies are working so hard. Their brain needs support. Their brain needs help. We have a product which can simply supplement and support a healthy lifestyle, a healthy diet, and an athlete on the go. Let's even look at active seniors. You know, no longer a cognitive product simply for active seniors. I said this at the beginning of the presentation. Even the younger people today, students in college that are just going from high school to college, students that are going throughout their 2 or 4 year program, students who are graduating from college and going out into that first job, young parents that are just beginning to make their families, even up to the active individual and the parents, your professionals, even your active seniors, all of us have a need to stay more connected and to do more. But we're hearing really from those younger demographics that they want to be on their A game all of the time. They don't want to waste the 25 minutes once they're interrupted. They want to do more, be more, see more, accomplish everything, and do it all at once. Their ability to multitask is truly spectacular to watch, but it's also so exhausting to the brain. We know as we age, we begin to slow down a little bit. And some of those features that we want to continue to work, they start slowing down too. And as we get older, it can actually be harder to focus and multitask. And recall and memory become more difficult with age. As you saw, we have ingredients designed to help with that recall, to help with those connections of brain synapses so that when you go to remember something, it's there for your recall. I know that all of you are smiling because you know exactly what I'm talking about. All of you, no matter what age you are, have stood up from a chair, walked into a room, and completely forgotten why you walked into that room. It's simply because we have so many distractions. We want to focus, we want to do more, we want to be more. So Foreve Focus is really honestly for everyone, for professionals, athletes, students, active seniors. This formula is highly advanced. It has ingredients at the clinically tested levels, and I tell you, when you take it, you too can experience the powerful benefits of this amazing supplement. Now let's talk about how you recommend it. I mentioned caffeine a little earlier. On the label, you're going to say it says take 4 capsules with a meal in the morning. And that's absolutely accurate. If you are the everyday individual who gets up in the morning and has a healthy breakfast, take 4 capsules with a meal in the morning. Here's a little special tip, just in case you want a little extra oomph. Take your Foreve Focus 4 capsules the very first thing you wake up, either with your cup of coffee or with your fab or some element of an energy drink or other green tea, anything that contains a natural source of caffeine. As we mentioned, caffeine is kind of that stimulant that helps to get the body active and creates that energy response that allows the body to break these ingredients down and take them exactly where the body needs them. So again, it's not so important how you take them, whether you take them with a meal or on an empty stomach with coffee or a fab or a drink containing caffeine. Take them with your aloe. It's just important that you take them. And yes, 4 capsules seems like a lot. And if you have a difficult time, it's okay to take them 1 capsule at a time. You don't have to pop them all 4 in your mouth. Take them 1 at a time. Take them slowly. It's important though that you do take all 4 capsules at once and first thing in the morning. This is not a product that you want to take in the afternoon. As you saw there are a lot of ingredients designed to help produce the energy that the brain needs to function. And so this again is a product that you absolutely is optimal to take first thing in the morning. It's certified kosher and halal. As I mentioned, cognizant is right there on the label, so you can look up the benefits of that amazing ingredient as well as ginkgo. Please remember, as you're talking about the ingredients in the formula, that you refer to the benefits of the ingredients, that you don't say Foreve Focus does what acetylcholine does or cognizant does. Foreve Focus contains cognizant and acetylcholine. Foreve Focus is a truly amazing cognitive dietary supplement, but please be cautious as you're talking about this product and make sure that you're referencing the ingredients and their benefits and keeping yourself safe and compliant as you're talking about this product. Again, we are not a pharmaceutical company. We do not diagnose, treat, or cure any disease at all. We simply provide dietary supplements and health and wellness products designed to support a healthy lifestyle. We want you getting your nutrients from food and from taking all of those quality ingredients into your body in at the right ratios of your proteins, your carbohydrates, your fats, your amino acids, your enzymes, and everything else your body needs. But when you have those times where you slow down or you miss a meal or you need a little extra support at whatever stage in life you are, that's the time to rely on dietary supplements. And here at Foreve Living Products, we truly have this amazing formula which is designed to help you stay sharp and stay focused. I'm wishing you all a fantastically focused day, and we will see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.